Hey guys, it's Lonely Fanboy 48 here, and I'm bringing you another Lonely review. Now before I begin this review, I'm just gonna point out that my actions and my commentary on Jack Silverstone was really pointless and really poor. I'm really sorry that I didn't do a really good job on it, and my points are really bad. Some of them were close to being good, but the looks of it, it's pretty bad. But anyway, just so you know, I don't have a better editing software at all. You see, I don't have an editing software to put the video in and have photos in it and have my audio commentary in it because I really have none of that. I'm really sorry that my recording skills was pretty bad and awful. And I really try my best to stay focused on the video and just me stuttering a lot. But anyway, enough of that. Let's just get to the review. What I'm going to review is an episode from iCarly. But it's not only one of the worst iCarly episodes, but one of the worst teen sitcoms I have ever seen in my entire life. And that episode is iMeet Fred. You pretty much know what Fred and iCarly is, but I should point out my thoughts on Fred. You see, in my commentary, I actually like Fred, but I didn't like his movies. Enough said. As for iCarly, I do like the show through season 1 through 3. It's not that the first 3 seasons were great, it's just that every other season after season 3 makes the characters more dumber and make the stories way too predictable. And what I mean predictable is that they take ideas from old episodes from their old shows. I really like iCarly, but season 4 through 7 is really not something I can waste my time on. As for the episodes, season 1 through 3 had some great episodes. Some episodes were bad, especially the one that I'm going to be reviewing, but most of the episodes were really good. But apparently the episodes through season 4 through 7 are pretty bad, mostly because it's really lazy and the randomness that Dan Schneider has made really makes the show even worse, especially like Victorious and Game Shakers and Henry Danger. But some episodes are just not good as Drake and Josh. I do like iCarly, but I prefer Drake and Josh than this. However, this episode is so bad that I really do not want to see this episode anymore, and I want to get this review over with. Now, before any of you ask, in movies or episodes that are considered good, I don't have to show you from beginning to end to show you how good it is. As long as I put my detail into it much, you probably will understand that this episode or movie is good. But if a movie or an episode is just terrible, and you want to know how bad it is, I'll review it to beginning to end. There's really no turning back to this. Let's just get this over with because I don't want to see this episode ever again. This is iMeet Fred. The episode starts with Carly, Sam, and Freddy shows close-ups with their mouths going in slow motion, I guess. Just to let this out of the way, I really don't think the humor in iCarly is really good. I can understand why people like it, but I really don't understand it. It's just really randomness and completely weird. I know that's what Dan Schneider did with his work in other shows, but here it's really low and really not interesting. No offense for anyone who likes this humor, but I just don't. Moving on. Carly and Sam decides to play some Fred clips, and I like Fred, but for anyone who hates Fred, then I'm sorry, you have to suffer through this. Carly and Sam were originally going to shave these stuffed animals, but they decide to make another Fred clip. But Freddy denies it. Why?
Why not, Fudge Face? Because I don't think Fred is all that funny.
Do you know how popular his videos are? Each one gets like 1 billion views. How can you not think Fred is funny?
I didn't say he was unfunny, I just don't love his videos.
What he says is just his honest opinion. No, just so you know, I don't hate Fred. He's a nice character and more respectful. he's even better than Sam. But trust me, this episode will really make him so miserable. If you were in his footsteps, you will probably quit iCarly. And trust me, you will. Unless if you love iCarly, which I don't. But trust me, you will understand, even if you haven't watched the show, and if you've seen this episode first, you will hate this show. I can understand why people really despise this show because of stuff like this. But anyway, there's a subplot that I'm just gonna get this out of the way. The subplot is that Spencer has this magic meatball and he just uses it to do random things, I guess. And that's it. That's really all there is. Now I know that in Dan Snyder's subplots, they're just to be funny, but here, it's really not funny. I know some people really like this subplot, but I just don't. It's really just there, and I really don't understand why Spencer needs that magic meatball. I just don't understand why he needs it. Even though him drinking ketchup was kind of funny, but most of his other jokes with the meatball isn't. And he just bought an actress. That's all I can think of. The problem is that these subplots in this show just goes absolutely nowhere. In subplots like Drake and Josh, it's usually there just to be very hilarious, but they can know what to do with them. But this, they just go in there. They just randomly put in just to make us laugh. That's pretty much the problem I have with this show, is that the subplots go absolutely nowhere. And besides, in the ending of the subplot, the critic just went away because this guy is creepy. Realistic, but I still don't find it funny. Anyway, back to the main plot. Sam and Freddy got some info about Fred is dead. There's a video about it, so they go look it up. And guess what? You won't believe this is the most stupidest thing I have ever seen.
Hey, it's me. If you saw the last iCarly, then you heard Freddie Benson say he doesn't like my Fred videos.
Because I don't think Fred is all that funny.
Thank you for crushing my feelings. Now, I'm not going to post any more Fred videos. Ever again. Internet, I click you goodbye.
Okay, keep this in mind, this was released in 2009. Back then, Fred was hilarious and kind of popular, but back then he still got a lot of dislikes. Seriously, why would he be so upset that we're not a fan who just talks about his videos, who probably never see his videos before, and just quits because of one person who didn't like his videos? Do you really think that the rest of the episode is going to be terrible? But trust me, it's going to get even more worse. Also, Freddy said this in a calm tone, and it was his honest opinion. I don't even understand why they had to set up this really early. I mean, we just started this episode, and they just throw this plot right at us. And here comes one of the most infamous scenes in this episode. This episode, it's basically a Freddy torture porn, and trust me, it's more like the Squidward torture porns on SpongeBob, where Freddy gets punished on his own because of his honest opinion that he unintentionally insulted Fred. This is by far one of the main reasons why this episode gets so much hate. And it completely made iCarly hated by some people. It's really not, it doesn't even make any sense. I mean, why does everyone in this entire school love Fred? I know that Fred is really popular, but like I said, he had a lot of dislikes as well. Sure, he had more likes, but dislikes were pretty much a lot. And I really can't understand why everyone in the school can just love him. I mean, this is a school with different people, and those people have different hobbies. I don't understand why Dan Snyder had to make everyone in this entire school really despise Freddy because of his honest opinion. It just makes the episode even more worse than it already is.
What's up, guys? We just had an emergency meeting of the math. Oh. Well, how come I wasn't invited? 'Cause you killed Fred! All I did was give my opinion. Well, your opinion stinks. Easy, Sean.
Okay, that not only was that the stupidest excuse I've ever heard, but one of the most disrespectful things I've ever heard. Also, in this episode, they really don't care about opinions at all. I'm not kidding. Even when Freddy says this so many times, nobody cares about it. No one cares about what he says. They only care about how popular Fred is, and I'm really getting sick of that. Seriously. This torture is really worse than some of the Victorious episodes. And most of those episodes are really mean-spirited. Mean-spirited is not funny. Well, some cartoons and movies, if they do it in a humorous way, but in an episode that someone gave an honest opinion and people just go against someone isn't funny. It's pathetic and really stupid. It's even more stupider that some guy made a website called neverwatchiCarly.com because of Fred dying. Okay, who made this? Did Fred make this or never made this? I just want to know this. This is really unnecessary because this was never brought up ever again in this episode. Seriously, who made this? I don't even understand this. And guess what? The joke they're making isn't funny.
Oh, hey, let's not panic. How many people have signed up to support him?
Few hundred.
Okay, that's not so many.
Wait, I just refreshed the page. Now it's up to 3,000.
How many?
Refreshing. Yikes, 18,000.
Are you sure?
Refreshing. 90.
Okay, why don't we stop refreshing?
That's not funny. That's not funny. And Carly, stop refreshing it isn't gonna make it go down. It isn't. Oh my god.